Okay, so for tonight's Yogi Bootcamp, if you want to use weights, you can have weights. Definitely have your blocks handy. We want to have those. I kind of, as you know, love my blocks. I usually have a set up at one end of the mat and a set at the other end of the mat. Mostly because it's easier for me when I'm teaching to make that movement, so I don't have to uh, rearrange myself. So let's start. Um, Actually, let's start with a seated position, and then we're going to move into some standing drills. So let's start with just connecting with our breath. So coming into our comfortable seated pose. Could be in a chair if you wish, doesn't matter. If you're on the floor, make sure you tuck that blanket underneath you. And just begin to reach through the crown of your head, like there's someone pulling a gentle string. Your chin tucks a little bit in towards your throat. Maybe you want to roll those shoulders up, sliding the shoulder blades down. Give yourself a little wiggle. Hands comfortably on your thighs. And then with the sit bones a little elevated with a pillow or a blanket, it should be comfortable to sit straight. So you shouldn't be struggling to sit upright. And then connect with your breath, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Letting go of all the thoughts of your day, anything that happened before class today, anything that you need to do after class. Just let it all go. You can always come back to anything at any time. And it's nice just to give yourself permission to be here and to be in the present moment, paying attention to our bodies and our breath. Connecting a little bit with our breath and our core. As you inhale, you might feel your rib cage slightly come out to the sides, almost like an accordion. So almost that 3D breath that I talked about, where you want to get the back of the ribs, the sides of the ribs, and the front all work as your lungs expand with breath. You'll notice on the inhale, as your ribs expand, your belly comes out slightly. And then pay attention to the out breath. So as you exhale, you might feel a little bit of a lift from the pelvic floor muscles, a little bit of a tug upward. And perhaps slightly consciously pulling that navel back towards the spine. So slow your breath. For the next maybe 5 breaths, be aware of that inhale, ribs expanding 3 directions, belly slightly pushing out. Exhale, lift up from the pelvic floor and a slight motion of the belly button towards the back of the spine. Let your breaths be long, deep, and even. And then slowly, if your eyes are closed, open your eyes. Let's just let our wrists and hands get a nice stretch in preparation for tonight. So I'm going to just reach away with my pads or the wrist area of my hand, fingertips up. Take a few deep breaths here, really reaching back with the fingers towards you, the back of the hand towards you. And then pressing down, reaching the fingertips down towards the floor, pressing this top part of your forearm. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. We don't need to use them. And again, pressing up and reaching down. And one last time, reaching up with our fingers and reaching down. And then just making some circles with our wrists. You can circle in and then circle out. You can circle in one direction or the other. It doesn't matter. Okay. And then just shake your hands, your wrists, like you're saying, no way. And then hello and goodbye. Here. And no way again. And hello and goodbye. And then just relax your arms down by your side. And then let's do 3 shoulder rolls to the back. And to the front. Good. And then from here, let's make our way. We're going to do some cat-cow stretches to start. Or cat, tuck and cat, whatever you prefer. So again, find those pads of your hands. Place your fingers on to the mat. It's almost like you're gripping the mat with your fingers. Notice how your hands are. They might be turned out slightly for some of you, depending on your anatomy in your elbows. And also, the tops of your feet can be on the mat or your toes can be tucked. Exhaling, let's tuck our tailbone and drop our chin to our chest as our upper back presses to the sky. And then on your inhale, reach your shoulder blades together and arch your low back. And exhale and inhale. So just enjoy the movement right now of your spine. Tune in to all the little nooks and crannies, all the spaces in your vertebra, in between them, all the little muscles, even if you don't know what they are, maybe you can feel little muscles moving. And again, on that exhale, you're aware of that belly button and that little pull from the pelvic floor. And then come back to neutral spine. And then just tuck your toes, press back. The hands are still in contact with the mat, just getting a nice stretch along the bottom of our foot into maybe our ankles a little bit. One more deep breath. And then from here, start to make some big circles with our hips. So as you come forward, you're coming over the wrists again, giving them a little bit of a taste of what's to come. And then reversing that movement. Wonderful. And then from here, we're just going to slide our hands back so that we are in a kneeling position on our toes. Wonderful. And then from here, if you can, stand up. Yeah, good job. Any way you get up. Good. Okay. So we're talking a little bit about transition from maybe being down to getting up. So that's one little way of transitioning. You notice mine wasn't super duper smooth. I still work on that. So, but that is one way. So let's move a little bit with some movements from going low to getting up a little bit higher. So one thing we can do is come into a movement called, I call it spider. So we're just going to crouch down, fingertips to the mat, or you can have your block and you can move with your block. Okay, so we're just going to make those side to side movements. Relax your head, relax your shoulders, and just move side to side. So all the movement is in the leg. So we're pressing into one foot as we shift to the other. Then we're pressing into our other foot as we shift to the bent knee. So slow it down a little bit and see if you can feel that little bit of a press, almost a little lift up, and a shift in the weight. So we're moving our weight from one leg to the other leg. So just kind of tune into that feeling. Good. Now we're going to shift to one side, lift that leg, shift down, lift the other, shift, lift, shift, lift. We'll start to rise up slowly, shift and lift. Stay here. Good. Just shift and lift. Now start to move back down. And you'll notice as you get down to the ground, it's a bit harder. And let's do that one more time. Start to rise up slowly, shifting side to side and coming back up. And if you lose your balance, who cares? It's a work in progress. And then back down. Breathing. Good. And just come when you get back down. Hands to the center. Maybe you get on your block. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Soft bend in the knees. Crown of the head reaches to the mat. We're just resting, letting it go. Another deep breath. Wonderful. And then either using your block or not, let's turn that left foot out. So I'll do with the block first. And we're going to walk with our block over to the left and pivot the right toes towards the block. So our toes or feet are both facing in the same direction. Keep a little bend in your knees if you need to. Good. Now lift your block up, maybe 6 inches. Come back to the center and place your block down. And then turn the right foot out. Take your block over to the right and turn your left foot to the right foot. Good. Now lift your block up and about 6 inches and turn back to the front and place it back down. Good. And let's try that again. So lift your block maybe about 6 inches. We have a nice flat back here. And then we're going to turn the left foot out. Take your block over to the inside arch of the left foot and then just turn your right foot to face it. Use your block for support. Now press into both of your feet and lift that block. Turn your left foot and come back to the center, both feet facing forward. Now turn the right foot, lift your block, bring it to the right inside of arch of the right foot. Turn the left foot to the right. Relax, deep breath. Last time, lift your block, maybe 6 inches. Now start to turn both feet to the front and lower back down. Good. Let the crown of your head relax towards the mat. Soft bend in the knees, deep breath in and out. And then from here, press into your feet. Your knees are bent and slowly roll up. Let your legs be your roots and roll your shoulders back. Good. And then just step your feet together. So that's a little warm up and a little bit of that feeling of transitioning. And again, mostly side to side, but also front to back with our legs. So let's add on to that in some yoga movements and see how we do with that. So coming up to the tops of our mats, let's press the palms together. Lift the elbows, soften the shoulders down. Lift up through the crown of the head, deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Let go of all expectations. Let go of all expectations and all judgment about yourselves. Just be with your body and be with your breath. Practicing yoga to the best of our ability today in this moment. Another deep breath in and out. Good. Now, from here, inhale and come up into your upward salute. Soft shoulders, glutes are engaged. Really feel your feet. So maybe even lift your toes. This should be really strong in your base, your feet, your legs. Now bring your arms down into those cactus arms, opening the chest a little bit further. Now from here, start to bring your body straight up and then bend your knees and reach your arms straight up, coming into chair. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Beautiful. Now press back up, squeeze your glutes, come into your upward salute. Deep breath, squeeze your glutes. Bring your arms back down if they aren't already into cactus arms. And then rise up with both of your arms again and start to shift and sit back into chair. So you notice when we're up, come back up again, press back up into upward salute. Glutes are engaged and you can feel your glutes working. You can feel your feet strongly connected. Cactus arms. And then as we start to shift forward and sit back into our chair, you're going to feel your quads engage, really engage, holding you. One more breath. Deep breath in and out. Now from here, start to straighten your legs, keeping a little micro bend, and then just fold all the way forward and let that go. Hands can be on the blocks. Take a deep breath. In and out. From here, let's shift into our lunge. So let's step back with our right foot. And if you look at your right foot, maybe take it a little bit more to the outer edge of your yoga mat. And then lower that right knee. So that's going to give you a little bit more play and possibly a bit more comfort. And then maybe take the top of your foot down to the mat. Good. And then just ease into that stretch. So let the left knee come over the toes of the left foot. Maybe if you feel really stretchy in that quad, you can take your blocks down a notch, see how that feels. And of course, deep breaths, breathing in, breathing out. So from lunge position, we transition often. One of the transitions we do is tucking our toes and then just coming back into that runner stretch. So that's a transition where we have to shift our body weight. Now we have a lot of weight, stretch happening in the left hamstring, weight in the left foot, ankle, toes, stretching the quad. Now we're going to shift that stretch. So when we come forward, Now we're stretching the right quad muscle and a little bit into the left glute, but definitely that right hip flexor. Now, let's tuck our right toes. And then here is a way for balance to modify how we're going to get up. So from here, it's easy for some of us to shift that back foot, press into our feet, and come up. But if it's a balance issue, you want to first rise up. So when you, instead of shifting on that back leg, come up first. Now lift that back leg. You have less movement. So straighten that back leg now. That's it. Good, good. And come up. Now let's come back down and up. So let's shift, come back down and lean forward. So if that didn't feel better for balance, you can try lifting first and then hands to the knees and then the shift. Okay, so two different options here. Actually, three. So number one is straight. We're going to lift, extend that right leg, reach through the heel, pivot the foot, and then just bring your body up. One. The second option is we're going to bring our body up, hands onto the left knee, and then rise up and then shift. Yeah. And then the last option is to lift that right leg, then come up. So the right foot's planted first and then come up. So see which one feels the most comfortable and stick with practicing that one, the one that you feel you have the most balance. Good. Take some deep breaths. Let's hang here a little bit in our warrior two. So again, just taking a look at the back leg, feeling that back foot connect, the left foot connect. Reach through the fingertips. So feel the strength in your arms, but soften in the shoulders. So let your shoulders relax away from the ears. Deep breath. Exhale. Feel your feet. Do your feet feel equally pressing into the mat? Deep breath. Good. Now let's make another shift. From here, we're going to straighten that left leg and our arms are going to come up. And then we're going to turn the left foot to the front. And we're going to transition to the other side. So turn the right foot out. Left foot slightly towards it. Bend the right knee. Bring your arms down. Yeah. Adjust your feet. Once you get in there, it's your pose. Take your time to settle into it. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Now let's move through that transition a little bit. So coming up, straighten the leg, arms come up. Turn your right foot to the front. Turn the left foot out, and a little hint is bring the left heel back towards you. Aha. And then come down. Good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Last transition. We're going to do it one more time to each side. So press that leg straight, arms come up. Turn the left foot to the front. Now bring that right heel back towards you. Take your toes out. And now bring the left foot slightly towards you as you sink into warrior two. Yeah, just play around with your feet a little bit. Good. And then last time, bring your arms up. Right foot comes to the front. Left foot turns out. Right foot turns slightly towards it. Bend the left foot and come to. Deep breath in and out. Good. From here, we're just going to take our body, pivot on that right foot, come on those right toes, and then just start to come down to your blocks and drop that right knee. Good. And then take your left knee back to the right knee and come into cat-cow. So let's just take cat-cow as a nice little rest, connecting with our breath. Beautiful. Come back into your neutral spine. Now find your arms again, your hands, make sure you're planted into that mat firmly with your hands. Good. And then from here, I want you to take that right leg and just reach it back. And then I want you to move a little side to side. So you might notice your weight shift slightly. And I want you to find a place where you feel equal pressure on both of your hands. So your hands feel equally pressed into the mat. And it's going to have to do a hint more with moving your body than actually moving your hands. Now from here, let's come into a cat bow. So let's tuck down. Maybe our forehead touches the mat, maybe it doesn't, and press back up. Now bring that right knee back to the mat. If that was difficult, take your blocks, stack your blocks up. Stretch that right leg out again. Shift a little. Notice that you want to feel that equal pressure in both hands. And then from here, cat bow. Maybe your head comes to the blocks and back up. And release that right leg down. Good. And then one more time. Press into both of your hands. That's where you want to feel this pose. Right leg just reaches back. Arms, elbows nice and tight. And cat bow. Press back up. And bring the right knee down. Good. And then keeping your blocks there for the other side. Let's just move in some hip circles. Good. And the other direction. And then we're going to stretch the left leg out. So for me, this always throws me off because this is where my balance gets a little distorted. So I need to shift my body so that I feel my equal pressure in both of my hands, and then cat bow. And then once again. And you could take time, take your blocks in between if you need. And last one. When you've completed 3, just press back into child's pose. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then tuck your toes, roll back up into a seated position and see if you can stand up. Yay! Good job, everyone. Awesome. Now let's do the other side. We thought we were going to get away with one side. Okay, so on the other side, come to the top of your mat, press your palms together. Feel the feet connected to the mat. Lift through the crown of your head. Take a deep breath. Let go of expectations. Nice deep breath again. Inhale and reach up to the sky. Good. Feel your upward salute. Bring your arms down into cactus arms. Open the chest even more. Deep breath in and out. And then as your arms start to come back up, sit back and come into chair. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then press back up into our upward salute. And bring your hands back to the heart center. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Inhale, come into upward salute. Cactus arms. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And as your arms come back up, dip down, let your hips come over the heels, coming into chair pose. Deep breath in, deep breath out. You can lift your toes here for some extra work. And then rise back up, press up, upward salute. And exhale, hands back to the heart. Take another breath in, another breath. Inhale, come into upward salute. And then this time, exhaling, softly fold forward, all the way down. Knees are bent. Grab your blocks. You can rest your hands on them, your forehead resting towards the ground. Nice soft bend in your knees, deep breath. Good, and then from here, we're going to step back, and again, to the little bit to the outer edge of the mat with our left knee, left leg, coming into and settling into that lunge. So feeling your hands on your blocks, if you wish. Soft shoulders, soft elbows. Take a moment, set up, adjust your feet, feel that stretch now in the left quad muscle. Tuck the left toes and then transition into back, coming back, walking with your blocks, coming into that runner stretch on this side. So flex the right heel, bring the toes back towards you. Deep, deep stretch. And then come back up into your lunge. Good. Now your transitions from here, we have 3 options. So try each. Let's try each one on the side because this is going to be different side. This is a different side of our body. First transition, the hardest. We're going to lift our toes. Pivot that heel, the left heel to the mat. Press your feet in as you rise up. Good job. Nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Next exhale, we're going to pivot onto those left toes and we're going to come back into our lunge. Next transition is going to be left toes on the ground. We're going to bring our hands up to our right knee and then lift the left leg and pivot on the left foot and come up. That one seems to be a bit harder, not easier for some of us. Take another deep breath in, deep breath out. And then again, one last time, let's pivot back down into our lunge. Good. And then the last one is going to be coming up onto our right leg and then planting your foot and then coming up. So 3 different options. See what feels the best. And let's stay here, a nice deep breath in and out. So feel the feet. Keep this front knee open. Nice. Keep breathing in, breathing out. So kind of settling your shoulders and your hips down into the ground, almost like there is a stream from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Nice deep breath. Good. Now, we're going to press that leg straight, bring our arms up. Turn the right foot in, left foot out. Take your time. Position the back leg again at that 45-degree angle or a little bit less. Warrior 2. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, press up. Both feet to the front. Right foot turns out. Left foot slightly towards it. Exhale. Warrior two. Breath in and out. And then last one, press up. Hands come together. Right foot to the front. Left foot out. Right foot slightly towards it. Warrior two. Sink in. Deep breath in. Sorry, we have one more because we started on the right. I want to finish there. Last one. Inhale. Up. Both feet to the front. Shift feet. Bend your knees. Settle down into warrior two. Deep breath in and out. From here, we're going to pivot back down into our lunge. Good. And then from here, let's take our hands on our blocks. And we're going to step that right foot back. So just even slide it on your mat back. And let's come into our first down dog. So maybe pedal a little bit. Come up on your toes. Maybe really bend your knees. Let your head come way between your arms. Nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Good. Come up on your toes, down on your knees, and let's press back into child's pose. And just let everything go. Nice deep breaths here. And then from here, tuck your toes, roll back up, coming into that kneeling position, and see if you can stand up. Good. Awesome. Okay, shake it out. Take a drink if you need. I don't know if anybody is sweating or not. I am. I don't know if it's my new lighting or if it was just that was pretty intense. Wonderful. Okay. So from here, let's grab our weights. We'll just do some movements with our weights, and maybe we'll do some side work because we haven't done too much with our sides. So maybe we will work with some side bends, but we'll work with it in our yoga poses, but we'll do some arm weights to begin with. So if you don't have weights, just make sure when you curl up, you squeeze that bicep. So you can even keep your palms open. I like to not really squeeze my weights to death. I like to keep my palms open, maybe just have my thumb grasping the weight as I squeeze up and squeeze the bicep. You can be casual here with your legs. We're just working the arms, nice squeezes, shoulders away from the ears, all the work in the bicep. And then we're going to take it to an overhead press. So coming up and pressing overhead and back down. And overhead and back down. Working with your breath. Just focusing on those arms. And then next time we come up, we're going to turn our palms out and slowly bring our arms down, just like we were doing warrior. And then we're just going to make some little circles. So with or without weights, this is always a challenge. So nice little circles. You can see in me, my right arm is dropping a little bit here. Tell which arm I'm a little bit tired in. And then back. Keep breathing. Good. And then bring your arms into our cactus arms. Reach back up again. Grab both weights if you're using weights in one arm, and let's do some tricep presses to the back. Keep those elbows tucked, your arms tucked nice alongside your ears, and just press back. Squeezing that tricep. Good. And then just separate your weights. Slowly bring them down in front of you. Good. And then we're just going to do little pulses. So we're just going to pulse, pulse, pulse. So pulse like you're trying to tap your weights together. You can even tap them if you want to. If you're not using weights, that's fine. Just make little pulses. And then start to pulse up overhead. Pulse, pulse, pulse. So we're pulsing on that in. The emphasis is on the in as we bring our arms towards each other. And then start to bring that back down again in front of us. Good. And then all the way down. And then from here, just roll your shoulders up, roll your shoulders back. So starting with our feet just hips distance apart. Roll your shoulders up, take a nice deep breath. And then we're just going to bend to one side. So try to keep in the same plane. It's almost like your weights, or if you're not using weights, your hand is just sliding down your leg as your other hand slides up. See if you can let the ear drop to the shoulder. Getting some nice side to side movement, opening up the hip. And also this works our rib cage and the muscles in between our ribs. Good. And then let's step our feet out a little bit wider for triangle pose. Let's take our left foot out. Our right foot turns slightly towards it. Yeah. Let's start with reverse triangle. So our right hand, or our right hand that's holding the weight, is going to slide down. And then from here, let's bring our right arm up to the ceiling. Press your feet into the mat. Now, if you need to have a little bend in your knee, please do. Deep breath in and out. One more. And then start to slide that right hand up as your left hand comes down, and turn let's keep the left foot out. Good. And then we're going to take our left hand now and let that slide down towards the inside of the leg as the right arm comes up. Bending your knees if you need. Nice deep breath. One more. Good. Now start to slide the left hand up as the right arm slowly comes back down. Nice and controlled. Good. Turn both feet to the front. Roll your shoulders up and back. And let's do the other side. Right foot comes out. Left foot slightly towards it. Left arm slides down the back of the left leg, coming into reverse triangle. And our right arm comes up. Deep breath in and out. Slowly, your arms be like a fulcrum, controlled movement as both arms come back to the sides. Now let that right arm start to slide down the inside of the right leg as your left arm comes up. Deep breath in and out. One more. And then like fulcrum, slowly start to rise up. Let the left arm come back down. Turn both feet to the front. And then let's bring our arms up and open into our cactus arms. I always love to work with the shoulders, especially the shoulder blades, because that's where our strength comes from in our poses like down dog and plank. So squeeze your shoulder blades together and then the elbows. Keep your elbows up, nice 90 degrees. Good. And then slowly just bring your arms down to the sides and then just pulse behind you. So little pulses back. And let that go. Roll your shoulders up and back. Let's put our weights down for now. Good. And then let's just come into a challenge. Yeah, let's do a challenge. Let's come into down dog, shift into our plank, and I'll set the timer. We're just going to hold the plank. We'll just hold it for 30 seconds as it is the end of our workout, so we might be a little bit more exhausted. And if you can't hold the plank, don't hold it. Come onto your knees, press back in child's pose. Always, always listen to your body. So let's start with our hands at our heart. Nice, pressing the palms in, lifting through the crown of the head. Good. Deep breath. Inhale, come into your upward salute. Exhale and fold forward. And then just start to walk your hands out. Bend your knees and find your down dog. Take time if you need to take your hands on to blocks. Find your down dog. See what that feels like tonight. Another deep breath. Good. And then from here, shift into your plank. And remember, you can drop your knees, and we're going to hold for 30 seconds. In your plank, we want to focus on squeezing those shoulder blades together. Deep breath. Four seconds. Good. And lower your knees. Press back into child's pose. Let go, let go, let go. And then from here, just slide your arms out. Come down onto your sides or your bellies and roll over onto your backs, finding your way to the mat on the spine. And let's do a nice twist here to round out our practice. So find yourself with all the spots that need to be on the mat. So I like to lift my arms, set my shoulder blades, and bring my arms either down into cactus arms, or I like to bring them just straight out. Either way. And then move your knees a little side to side. Just feel the sacrum on the mat. Nice deep breath here. And let go. Let's do a couple of different ways to twist. We'll start with figure four stretch. So left ankle just above the right knee on the thigh, flexing that left foot. And then we're just going to take our left knee over to the left, come back up to the center, and then the left foot over to the right. So we're just moving side to side. The right foot stays on the mat. We're just twisting a little side to side. Coming back to the center and then just crossing your knees. So the left knee is right above the right knee and then making a side to side movement again. So you'll notice how this changes the dynamic and the place of the twist. And coming back up to the center and then just switching. So taking that left foot to the floor, right ankle comes above the left knee, flex the foot, and then slowly start to move side to side. And then when you come back up to the center, cross the right knee over the left knee, and again, move side to side. Noticing again the place you feel the twist in your body. And then just come back to the center. Place both feet onto the mat. Let's hug our knees in towards our chest. Maybe roll a little side to side. Start to notice how our breath is slowing down, our body starting to get a little more relaxed in anticipation of Shavasana. And then slowly lowering your feet to the mat. And maybe extending them out all the way, nice and long. Or you can keep your knees bent. Finding your comfortable place. And relaxing and letting go. Connecting back to the breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Allowing your breath to become slower, deeper, more even. As your breath becomes deeper, you're more aware of how relaxed you are. How you are able to let go in this moment. Worry of any thoughts, any distractions. Breathing in, feeling relaxed, and breathing out, letting go of any muscle tension or tightness. Letting everything soften and melt into the mat. Take 3 more deep, long, even inhales and exhales. When you're ready, begin to make small movements with your fingers, your toes, maybe even your head a little side to side. Finding your way to one side or the other, and then rolling over into a comfortable seated pose. When you're ready, let's take one final breath together. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in this practice of Yogi Bootcamp. I hope that you can take whatever you need off the mat and into the rest of your evening, your day, or whatever you need to draw upon your practice. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste.
We lost